Every year, I try to ride at least one century ride. That's a ride of 100 miles or 160 kilometers or further. Last year, I just squeezed it in on the last day of the year. It was sub-zero and I almost killed myself. This year, I had an opportunity to get out and do it early. The weather was actually decent and I took my opportunity. This video talks you through the ride. By the way, please forgive the sound. There is some wind noise in some of the earlier clips.
A 100-miler has begun. I've traveled 8 miles exactly, and I'm going into a headwind, so this is going to be a straight out and back ride. I'm going towards a place called Grapham. There's a big reservoir there called Grapham Water. And then, wait for the car. And then, I'm going to turn back. I'm riding into the wind. So, there's going to be a headwind for the first 50 miles, according to the forecast, and then I'm going to have a tailwind all the way back, so that's the plan. Hoping it works out. It's a long weekend, bank holiday weekend, the last holiday before Christmas, and I haven't done my annual century ride. Every year I like to do at least one 100 mile. Last year, I left until the last day of the year. I'm not making that mistake again. Weather is not perfect, but it's better. Last time I did it at 0 degrees. It was thick fog. I almost couldn't do it. Like last year, I haven't trained today. I haven't trained this year, but I'm generally fit. I'm gonna ride real slow. I'm hoping that will get me through. It's gonna be a long day. I'm enjoying this section. The headwind is strong. But this is a side road which just connects two different villages. There's nothing in between, so no houses or anything, just fields. Long way to go, but you know, at 12 miles, we're 12% of the way through. So my plan is to start eating from halfway. So I'll be coming back with a tailwind and I'll be eating. And that's gonna make the ride a lot more pleasant. By that time, I'll have fasted for more than 24 hours. Because as it is, I'm almost at dinner time, I think. So, you know, it's past 5 now. And by the way, distance-wise, I'm on 20 miles. 20 miles, early days, 1 hour, 50 minutes. So 10.6 miles per hour average. I've stopped 3 or 4 times in these 20 miles. Toilet breaks, shops, stuff like that. It's all good. So my plan is to go fasted for 24 hours, and then after 24 hours of fasting, I'll start to eat. This is my idea of guilt-free fun, because on the way back I'm just going to be eating protein bars and chocolate bars, but I've had 24 hours of fat burning just to get my body in the right frame of mind. And also it's guilt-free because my family are away, so I'm not wasting time. I wouldn't have been with them anyway. Check that out. Okay, I'm 34 miles in. Everything's going well. This backpack is extremely heavy. It's full of extra stuff I don't need. Plus my second water bottle, because my bottle cage is missing. One of my bottle cages is missing. I've only got one bottle cage. Let me swap it out actually. So that's 3:05, 3 hours 5 minutes, and I have hit. I'm about a third through, so still got some way to go. I'm going east, and the wind is coming from the northeast, but more to the east. So I'm almost directly heading into the headwind, but you know, we're 15 miles away from the turnaround point, and then it's just going to be an easy way back. So that's what I'm hoping for. It's been a good ride so far, apart from my little paranoia with, I thought I was getting a puncture. I had to really like calm myself down, because that would have spoiled the ride. Then after that, I had a bit of trouble with the map, because I'm a bit too zoomed out. So I'll show you what my map looks like, for those who are wondering how we navigate. That's a mapping device, and that's my just general pacing device, but the mapping device also has pace on it. So yeah, so far so good. I'm enjoying this, and yeah, I'm really glad I came. I'm almost halfway, still enjoying myself. When it gets dark, things might change, because obviously you can't see much, but if the moon is out, then there's a moonscape even at night. So I'm hoping that's the case, but it probably isn't. I haven't checked. I didn't plan this, guys. I only knew I was doing this yesterday when my wife decided that they were going to stay overnight, because my daughter's filming a Nutella commercial. Yeah, she's a paid actress, my daughter. She's gotten paid for 2 jobs this month. That's hundreds of pounds. So but none of it comes to us, sadly. But I'm very, very loving the setting, but it's seriously exposed to the wind. Miles covered now. 3 hours and 50 minutes. Feeling good. Although I think I'm not drinking enough water. I really need to refill when I find the next pub, because I'm really rationing the water, because I'm scared to finish it too soon. Otherwise, all good. I'm in this hypnotic state I always go into around this time of day when I'm riding, because it's now 7 p.m. Everyone's in their houses. Roads are empty. So a weird cyclist there. Okay, Richard. 44 miles. Almost time to turn around. Sunset. My favorite time of day. I've arrived. There's a graph from water. Place is totally closed. Everyone's gone. It's deserted. I always said back in the day I'd bring my kids here when they were really little, so that we could hire segways. I better head back. No time to waste. As you can see, it's taken 4 hours and 45 minutes to get here. Last of the daylight. Okay, we've done it. 100 miles completed. It's taken 9 hours and 44 minutes. I am just a few hundred yards from home now. So I'm just really rolling through my neighborhood.
I was thrilled to be back home just before 1 a.m. and I actually enjoyed the full duration of that 100 miler, all 9.5 hours of it. And here's my summary now. Hey everybody, I made it back 1 a.m. It took me 9 hours and 44 minutes to ride exactly 100 miles. It was about 100 miles and a half. Now I thought I'd just give a quick summary, because I couldn't talk much during the return leg of the ride, because it was all in the dark. Got to focus on the road. And I just wanted to get back. It's 1 a.m. now. I just wanted to get back. So I could just, wrap up, get on with my life. So in summary, I thought I was going to get bored at some stage. I really enjoyed going out there, even though it was into a headwind the whole first half. I really enjoyed myself. And I thought I'd get bored when it got dark, but there was more than a half moon. The moon was about 2/3, 60% moon. and it was quite, I could still see the landscape even outside of my light vision. But I really enjoyed coming back. The wind died down, but I still felt like the air was moving with me. It was very easy riding back. I was much faster in the second half than I was in the first half. Despite not being fit, I've only been riding once a week, about 30 miles. That's how I've been training most of this year. And so I'm not fit at all. But I was banking on just going at a really slow speed, and that's exactly what I did. Not working too hard. I must say my thighs were feeling like they were on the verge of cramping from about 40 miles, and they just stayed like that all through. There were times when I got really enthusiastic, where I was just flying, and I'd start feeling like cramps were coming in my quadriceps, and I had to back off. I had a brainwave in the last 20 miles. I switched on my phone, went on YouTube, got one of my playlists, and I started playing music I like. And then I didn't even want the ride to end. I was enjoying the music so much. I was just enjoying being out there. There are no cars, guys, at night. You know, we're always apprehensive about riding at night, but it's funny. When you actually go out there are no cars, and the cars can see you from miles away. You know, I had light flashing on my helmet. I had on my backpack, there was another light flashing. So, you know, I have no problem with visibility. Cars can see you from a mile away, and they really slow down because they don't really know what you are. It's not like during the day when cars come flying past you. They really slow down, observe you, and then they give you a wide pass because at night they can't see you. So it's pretty safe, despite a lot of people's misgivings. If you know what to do and how to ride at night, it's pretty safe. It's just about looking out for potholes. I did hit one minor pothole, and my Garmin flew off and nearly went down a drain. I couldn't find it. I thought I'd lost it. My trusty E-Trex with the map, but it wasn't lost, and I did find it eventually just using my bike headlight. But yeah, it was a beautiful reset for the bank holiday. I'm so glad I did this. You know, my wife and kids were away, so it was totally guilt-free. I could be out there without feeling like I'm wasting the long weekend. And yeah, you know, I'm missing everybody, but on the ride, you know, it was time to spiritually connect with God. You know, think about, you know, my parents on the other side of the world, you know, my brothers on the other side of the world, you know, people that are close to me who are far away, you know, people that have died, like my brother, you know, thinking about all those things. It was just a good time to be alone for 9 hours, alone with the blood pumping, thinking, feeling positive, planning my life, planning my future, figuring things out, and now I'm ready for the rest of the year. This bank holiday is the last one till Christmas, so best to make the most of it. This is a decaf because I do want to sleep. I'm just going to have a cold bath, cold shower, and then after that I'm gonna settle down and go to sleep, after saving my data, of course, because I haven't even uploaded my data. I think it's only fair that I do that. So yeah, it was a great ride. I enjoyed every single minute of it. I never got bored. No regrets. My feet feel a little punished. You know, they feel like they've been squashed because I'm not used to riding for so long, for standing for so long. But other than that, there was no real discomfort. It was just good hard work. I am so glad I did it. This is my 100 miler for 2021. I've done 100 miler every year for the last 10 years. In fact, to be honest, I've done more than 120 century rides in the last 10 years. Even though since 2018, I've only done one per year, but I've still done more than 120, regardless of how you count them. I don't know if a double century counts as 1 century or as 2, but even if you count a double century as 1 century, I've done more than 100. I don't really know how many I've done, but I'm just glad that I've got that experience and that skill. And no matter how many times you do a century, it's always hard. Not hard, but it's always long. It's a long ride, especially when you're unfit like I was, because my century took 9:44. Sometimes I can do 200k, as in, you know, 125, 130 miles in that same time. So that tells you how unfit I am. But if you just dial down your speed, you can travel very long distances. And the beauty of a stand-up bike is there's no saddle, so you don't have to get used to sitting down. Even if you're not fit, you can just jump on the thing and go. Whereas if you're using a road bike, that saddle would kill you after 9 hours. I hope everyone's enjoyed this video. I've really enjoyed the day, and it's time to sign out.